Game 3 of the NBA Finals, the Thunder and the Pacers. Thunder are laying 5.5. The Thunder minus 220 on the money line. The Indiana Pacers plus 180, and the total now set at 228.5. That's where it opened. Dipped down to 227 and a hook this morning, right back up to 228.5. So we're sort of sitting right there at that over-under. The Thunder dominating Game 2 after the Pacers came out and stole Game 1 with that great shot by Hallie at the end of the game. Chelsa, what is going to happen here? How are you going to play it?
I think if you look at this game by the numbers, and if you want to believe in the Pacers, like I think some of us do, because I think some of us are rooting simply for a good finals, here are the numbers you need to be rooting for. So 110 seems to be the magic number for the Pacers. The Pacers are 13-0 this postseason when they score at least 110 points. So in order for that to happen, they need to make some threes. You're not, getting into the paint against this Oklahoma City Thunder defense, who's been the best at defending the paint all season long and all postseason long. So they need to make their threes. Also, it feels like the over hits if the Pacers are going to win this game. I don't see the Pacers winning a slugfest against this defense of Oklahoma City. And then finally, if you like the Thunder tonight, the trend has been the Thunder outright in these situations. Usually if the Thunder, if the Pacers lose, they're not covering the number. They are 8-4 this year, straight up in the postseason as underdogs. And all 4 of those losses, they did not cover the number. So I know it's very tempting to say, hey, I'll take the 5.5 points with a little wiggle room. But I think, if you like the Pacers at home tonight, just take them on the money line at plus 180. I am not going to sit here and say that the Thunder can't win this game. They are very consistent. They are very good. We saw that last game. But the name of the game in sports betting, I feel like, is not overreacting to one game. So I think we will see a better fight from the Pacers tonight. I think I'm going to lean towards the Pacers, and I'm going to lean towards the Pacers on the money line.
Yeah, I think I'm going to as well. I'm trying to decide if I should play it or not. But I think you're correct in saying if you like the Pacers just because of how good they've been in the postseason as dogs, just get yourself some plus money. I think the atmosphere is something that, you really can't quantify that. Like, home court is home court, and it's hard to put a number on that. I think in football they say it's 2.5, 3 points, right? That's the difference if you play in your home field. But I do think this is going to be a madhouse tonight. I think the Pacers are going to be absolutely energized. This is the first NBA Finals game in Indianapolis in 25 years. And also, I think that this is a better spot for the Pacers. Look, they grabbed home court advantage. They split the first 2 games of this series. That's the best you can hope for because I don't think anyone believed the Pacers were going to go in and win the first 2 games of this series in Oklahoma City. And the one thing I think the Pacers have to do tonight to reiterate this is that they've either got to lock down their defense or they have to do something to mitigate all of the different ways that Oklahoma City can score on offense. I expect Tyrese Halliburton. I know he's very inconsistent, and I know his game is not scoring a lot of points. His game is being a balanced player, dishing the basketball, scoring when needed, hitting clutch shots. But at times in the playoffs, when they have needed him to step up, he's been able to do that. And he admitted this after Game 2, I've got to be more aggressive. It doesn't mean he has to go for 30, 35 points. But when you're dealing with the Oklahoma City Thunder, a different animal, because SGA is going to get his, right? Like, SGA is probably going to go for 25, 30. That's just what he does. But they've got to have someone, the Pacers, who can step up and at least match some of that scoring output if they can't lock down Oklahoma City, and few teams can do that. So I think we're going to see a bigger night from Tyrese Halliburton. Doesn't mean 30, 35, no. But it could mean 20, 25 points along with him dishing out the basketball. Someone's going to have to do that, but I do think this is a good bounce-back spot for the Pacers if you're getting 5.5 points in a game that I think is going to feature a raucous crowd and be closer than the line tells you.
Yeah, I think that kind of goes with the same theory that, like, the Pacers are much better when they score points. Like, again, the metrics 13-0 when they score at least 110. So they need everybody to contribute. And obviously, Tyrese Halliburton, and you could even say Pascal Siakam, he was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Maybe one of them has to have a big night in order to put big enough numbers to contend with this Thunder offense. So I was trying to craft a parlay based on, some of my theories. Obviously, you could do a same game parlay with like the Pacers team total over, Pacers on the money line, and maybe one other thing. Like Pacers on the money line in general is plus 180. So you'd already have a pretty significant plus money advantage there. But I think the way that I'm going to play this is the theory that I think that the Pacers have to shoot some threes because, again, Oklahoma City has been so good at defending the paint that you have to fire away from three-point land. And we've seen that from the three-point shooters of the Pacers. So what I'm going to do is two guys to hit at least 2 threes. Aaron Nesmith, who's been the three-point shooter for the Pacers for most of the postseason, or at least in the big moments, and then Tyrese Halliburton to make at least 2 3-pointers. That's minus 140. I think that's a conservative way to play it. You look at Aaron Nesmith. He shot 8 threes last game, made 4 of them. Shot 7 threes the game before and made 3 of them. If you go to Tyrese Halliburton, you probably remember some of his big 3-pointers, but he had 8 attempts and 7 attempts in the series, hitting at least 2 in each of those. So Aaron Nesmith and Tyrese Halliburton each to make 2 3-pointers is minus 140. I think that's a good look as well.
I think that's a very good look, and I would be on you on that. Are you going to make this an official play, or is this just a lean for you? You've been pretty successful, I feel like, in the postseason.
I know. The NBA, though. I don't know. I feel like we don't trust the NBA ever, so maybe I'll just stick to baseball.
Okay, fair enough. I think the last pick you made on this show, I think you had the Pacers, and you came home, but I get it. Playoff basketball in general is tough, but especially playoff basketball as well.